WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM1310 WDPN.
Here's a 2nd and 8. This pass to Fannin. He caught it, and he rolls in untouched. Harold Fannin Jr. with his 71st catch of the year. Looking to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Incomplete and no flag. The Browns have pulled off the upset.
Allen looking to throw. Pressure throws. Incomplete. Don't see a flag. Eagles going to hold on.
2nd and 7. Burrow to the air to Chase to the end zone for the touchdown.
Offensive lineman moved. Free play for Williams as the flag is down. So Caleb looking to launch. Does towards the end zone. Touchdown. Colston Loveland. 4 seconds left. 2nd and goal. Here is Williams. He's got to throw it to the end zone. Clock has expired. Williams keeps the play alive. He's looking. He's got to get rid of it. Retreating. He throws. Incomplete. It's over. And the Niners have won.
AM1310 WDPN. Welcome into the Sam Bourquin Show. Another wild weekend of National Football League stuff. Welcome into the show, everybody. AM1310 WDPN. Sam Bourquin here, Ryan Rainsberg on the other side of the glass. Good to be with you. Good to be back with everybody as we had our extended holiday break last week. Hopefully you and yours had I know it's been several days now, but we hope you had a great Christmas, a very Merry Christmas, blessed time with you and your friends and family, and got to just kind of hit the reset button a little bit. Spend a lot of time doing what you wanted to do, relax a little bit, enjoy the 63-degree temperatures we had last night. Boy, those are long gone. Those are long gone. Whew. It's 20 right now. The wind chill, I bet you it's about 10. It's cold outside. I went to bed last night, this morning. I didn't get to bed till like 3 o'clock. It was really late. Thank you. And it was 63 degrees when I fell asleep last night. 63. But the wind was howling. The rain was coming down. Our satellite went out last night a little bit for DirecTV. And then I got up today and I thought, woo. I always go over and kind of touch the window. And I was like, yep, feels like it's about 40 degrees colder than it was when I hit the hay last night. So if you're out and about today, be careful and make sure that you are bundled up because it is blustery. We'll be heading out into that stuff here in a little bit. We will bring you Mount Union basketball tonight, 7 o'clock, as they will take on Mount Aloysius as part of the M Club holiday basketball tournament. Now, there's a game over there earlier if you want to head over earlier, which I think is going to be a pretty good game. Wilmington will battle Calvin. That ball game is at 5 o'clock this afternoon over at the Mac Center. And then the Purple Raiders will take the floor around 7, probably a little bit after 7. We'll have the game here at 1310 WDPN, all of our social media platforms. Then tomorrow, don't forget, no show tomorrow, but we have Mount Union against Calvin in Division III college basketball, again at the Mac Center tomorrow, part of the M Club holiday tournament. If you can get there tomorrow, we'd love to see. I'd love to have a nice crowd. I know the students are off at vacation and break and everything. But if you can get over there tomorrow, maybe you got the day off. You're going to take an early, maybe, get out at noon or something because you get the big rest of the week is coming up. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Friday you may be taking off. But would love to see you at the Mac Center tomorrow at 3 as the Purple Raiders take on Calvin. Both teams, we're still waiting. I don't know what's going on with the NCAA Division III, the rankings system or the committee or whatever. They haven't come out with new rankings for like 10 days. Not sure what's going on there. But one thing I do know Mount Union is 11-0. And I expect them to be ranked maybe in the top 5 in the country. Calvin, I think, will be somewhere between 15th and 20th in the country. So that's a big game tomorrow. So hope to see you over there tomorrow. Again, no show tomorrow. Mount Hoops beginning around 3 right here on 1310 WDPN. All right, I want to get that out of the way. As far as the show today, we'll talk about the Browns' win over the Steelers. But more importantly, what did it mean? What did it mean? We'll get into the NFL playoff picture. We'll wrap up the high school basketball weekend. A lot of games, if you go all the way back to last Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll let you know who did what. College football playoffs finally are going to continue this week. Ohio State and the U will battle New Year's Eve. 3 big playoff games coming up New Year's Day. We'll get into that a little bit. And do you realize, what's today? 29th of December. Do you realize this is how absurd this is? This is why we need to really take a look at what we're doing in college football and the college football scheduling calendar and the TV networks. We all need to sit down at the table and just ask a couple questions of what the hell is going on. Do you realize that today is December the 29th? We are not going to play the college football championship game in Division I until January the 19th. January the 19th. You realize we're down to 4 teams, right? I'm sorry, 8 teams, 4 games, right? New Year's Eve, 1 game, Ohio State, Miami. 3 games New Year's Day. We are not going to play the national championship until January the 19th. That is beyond absurd. We'll get into it. Cavs Spurs tonight. Which Cleveland Cavalier team is going to show up? Just a broadcast reminder. Tonight's game is on Peacock. You got to, I know. You got to have Peacock to watch the Cavs and Spurs tonight in San Antonio. Sammy B's best bet coming up at 4:29 on this day in sports history. At 5:29, we'll check out the sports scoreboard today. We got college hoops. We got NBA hoops. We got a bowl game going on. Marcus Freeman says, yes, he will be back to coach Notre Dame next year. Next year. I don't know about after that, but I know Marcus Freeman will be back next year. We also have our Sam Bourquin Show poll question of the day. Text line open, 330-924-7088, 330-924-7088. We're also broadcasting live. You can watch us on the live stream, 1310 WDPN Facebook page, our WDPN Twitter or X page, and, of course, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. You can watch us on all those platforms. You can listen. You can drop your comments on all of those platforms, and make sure you do that. We love to interact with you here on the show each and every day. Just a quick little scheduling reminder. We will be off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, back at it, full go, full steam ahead on January the 5th. So we've got our show today. We've got Mount Union Hoops tomorrow afternoon at 3:30. And then we'll be off the rest of the week for the holiday. We will be back 1 week from today at 3 o'clock, and we'll batten down the hatches and we'll get rolling, because there'll be a lot of stuff to talk about, I'm sure. Okay. See my Mount shirt I got on today? You like that? Yeah. Like that? My Mount hat on today?
It is in the shot.
I got the gray on today. Tomorrow we're gonna go gray polo today. We're gonna go purple tomorrow with the gray hoodie tomorrow. I wore a purple hoodie today. I do not have it on now because it is entirely too hot inside the studio. But I will be wearing it to the game tonight. That I can tell you. Okay. Browns beat the Steelers yesterday. That gives Cleveland their 4th win of the season. And it was cool. It was, you beat your rival. It's always fun to shut the Yinzers up. You know what I mean? Especially all of them that infiltrate our stadium each and every year, once a season. And they bring their towels and their Iron City and flash all of their fingers with all of their Super Bowl rings, and you know how that goes. So it's always nice to beat them. As I get older, I still think about the rivalry. Is it one anymore? Is it what it used to be? Where do the Ravens sit with the rivalry? Where do the Bengals sit with our rivals? But I guess at the end of the day, I think I'd always rather beat Pittsburgh more than Cincinnati, more than Baltimore. I think I'd always rather beat the Steelers. I'm going to tie this into the poll question today. But what did that win long term, what did that win mean yesterday? And the reason I ask that, because the Browns beat the Steelers yesterday. They went from having a potential top 2 pick in the draft to somewhere between 6 and 10. And I know everybody got caught up in the euphoria. The stadium was rocking after that last pass interference. After that last play was over yesterday. That was pass interference, by the way, on the Browns. Sorry, I hate to say it, but I gotta come clean. I gotta be true. That was a PI. Didn't call it anyway. So the stadium's rocking. Everybody's just in that euphoric state of mind. Hey, we just kicked the Steelers. Ha, go home, get out of here. Woof, woof, everything. Everybody's having a good time. All of a sudden, it didn't feel like it was a damp, rainy afternoon up in Cleveland. You beat the team you hate. You put them in a predicament now where they have to beat Baltimore next Sunday just to get into the playoffs, because that will pretty much wrap up the division. So everybody's happy. Feels good, right? You won a game. You beat Pittsburgh. It was at home. If you were watching on TV yesterday, you had the number 1 broadcasting team in the league in your stadium. You had Jim Nantz and Tony Romo, CBS. Okay, it's good. It's great. Got him. Go home. Beat it. Something just tells me that we're going to pay for that. And I know it's about culture. It's about improving the culture, getting a winning culture, changing the perception, getting that losing taste out of your mouth. All those things, all those cliches that come with winning a game in the National Football League. In the Sam Bourquin Show poll question today, what's more important? What was more important for the Cleveland Browns? The win over the Steelers yesterday or draft position? I think I'm going to say about 93% of the comments so far said, yes, it was worth it. Was it worth the win yesterday to give up draft position for the Cleveland Browns? Was it worth it? Overwhelmingly, you are saying yes, that it was. And yesterday, for me, like during the final play and watching the stadium erupt and our guys run out onto the field, it was worth it. But I got to be honest with you. About 9 o'clock last night, I didn't feel the same way. I didn't feel the same way. Like it was that short-term feeling. Only for a couple of hours later for me to say, you know what? We screwed up again. We just went from a possible number 2 pick in the draft to completely going to 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. Because what happens if you go down to Cincinnati and you screw around and you win that game? Now you're gonna have 5 wins, and now you're just automatically gonna be at like number 10. Well, Sam, we got the Jacksonville pick for the what does that mean? That pick's gonna be in the late 20s. You had a chance to get a top 2, top 3 pick and not have to move pieces around, not have to move draft capital around, not have to screw around. And now you're going to be between 6 and 10. And I know getting a number 2 pick doesn't necessarily mean anything. It doesn't guarantee anything. It doesn't mean the Browns will make the right pick. God knows they haven't done that in years. But at the end of the day, you're going to be picking that high in every round of the draft. This team still needs a lot of work. Still needs a lot of work. Don't overrate the talent. Don't overrate the talent. This team needs a lot of work on both sides of the ball. More offensively than defensively. But I'm going to tell you right now, that win yesterday, as fun as it was, in the immediate feeling of joy and pride and happiness, folks, I'm telling you, I just don't think long term that was worth it.
You know, Sam, I
hate to say it. And you're just doing that to. No, I'm not. I'm sorry. I see a team with a lot of needs. And if I could get a number 2 or 3 pick to start the whole thing off and stay that high in the draft the whole way, imagine the offensive line I could build around my quarterback. Get me another linebacker, another safety, another corner, another running back. I don't know how Quinshawn's going to come out of this surgery. Rainsburg, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm glad I knew we were going to talk about this today, and I'm glad we did because I came prepared. I was telling you in the lobby that my friend was asking me about it yesterday, and so I said I wasn't going to watch because I didn't want to see the Browns lose. And man, when I looked up later in the day that they had actually won the game, I was pretty bummed out. And then when we came in here today and you said they went from having a 2nd or 3rd round draft pick to a 6th to 10th round draft pick, now I'm really bummed out that they won that game.
Yeah, you could have a 2nd or 3rd pick in the first round. Now you're going to be picking between 6 and 10. And look, I know. Look, this team hasn't had a lot of wins. They certainly haven't had a lot of wins against Pittsburgh, although I believe yesterday was the 3rd win in a row at home against the Steelers, so it's not like we haven't done it before. Cleveland Browns currently will be picking around 6th overall. It is fluctuating as the season concludes. They also hold the Jags' 1st-round pick, but that's going to be way, way, way at the end. Jags are going to the playoffs. That pick is Not going to be what we thought it might have been. After week 17, the Browns are picking 6th. They own the Jags' 2026 first-round pick, which is currently slotted for 28th. The win over the Steelers improved their record, the Browns' record, to 4-12. But it dropped them from a top 2 or 3 spot all the way to between 6 and 10. Folks, we need higher draft. I know, I'm sorry. We need higher draft picks. We need more of them.
I agree. Because I've been thinking...
I'm just afraid that yesterday's euphoria and ecstasy and excitement, while it felt good, a couple hours later, I was like, damn. So that's my question. That's my poll question today. You can take it on Facebook, my Facebook page, WDPN, all over social media. Drop your comments on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. Here's the poll question of the day. Was the Browns' win over the Steelers yesterday worth giving up a higher draft pick? You can answer it yes, you can answer it no, and you can also leave some comments, and we will gladly read those. I'm going up and down the page right now. 97% say it was worth it. All I can say is that I hope so. Because I don't want to be in this position again next year or the year after or the year after. You know, they pretty much, almost, not completely, but tore this thing down to the studs. You had a 3-win season cooking. You beat Pittsburgh. You may beat Cincinnati. You may end up with 5 wins. And 2 of them may end up costing you dearly as you try to continue to rebuild this thing from the inside out. I'm not mad that they lost, but was it worth going further down in the draft? That's my question. And again, I can't stress this enough. At the time that it happened, it felt great. There's really nothing better than watching a Pittsburgh Steelers team trudge off the field after a loss in Cleveland. I get it. I love it. Was it worth it? That's the question. Text line open 330-924-7088. I'll come back. I'll read some of the comments. We'll reload. We'll reset. News and weather next. 1310 WDPN.
The latest news and the current Alliance area weather forecast are up next on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 3:30. President Trump is scheduled to meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today at his Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida. They aim to boost a U.S.-brokered ceasefire in Gaza, which faces challenges as it looks to move into a more complicated second phase. Trump hopes to leverage his relationship with Netanyahu to speed up the peace process. The ceasefire began in October and has mostly held, but progress has slowed lately. The second phase involves rebuilding Gaza under international supervision, creating an international security force, and normalizing relations between Israel and the Arab world. A high-stakes meeting over the weekend appears to help align Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky and President Trump as they move forward with a possible peace deal with Russia. ABC's Selena Wang has more.
Zelensky bringing with him a 20-point peace plan, which includes stronger security guarantees to ensure Putin cannot invade again.
We have great achievements.
Also on the table, a potential concession from the Ukrainians. Zelensky proposing the idea of a demilitarized buffer zone in the Donbass region, a territory in eastern eastern Ukraine that Russian President Vladimir Putin has long sought to control.
The Chinese military says it dispatched air, navy, and missile units to conduct joint live-fire drills around Taiwan to warn against what it calls separatist and external interference forces. Taiwan says it has placed its forces on alert and called the Beijing government the biggest destroyer of peace. Today's drills came after Beijing expressed anger at what could be the largest ever U.S. arms sale to the self-ruled territory. It also expressed anger over a statement by Japan's prime minister that its military could get involved. Taiwan's aviation authority says more than 100,000 international air travelers will be affected by the drills that continue tomorrow. A major winter storm is now taking aim at the East Coast today after slamming through the Midwest this weekend, bringing rough conditions that brought destruction and frustration. ABC News meteorologist Ginger Z has more.
In Minneapolis, crews fighting a house fire while also battling a blizzard. At least 2 people inside that home were hospitalized. In Iowa, vehicles struggling to stay on the road. Visibility near zero, some stranded. Winds gusting up to 50 miles per hour near Clear Lake. At least 3 reported tornadoes in central Illinois. A tornado tearing through the outskirts of Decatur, scattering debris, destroying at least 8 homes.
As we return from our holiday travels, the latest CDC data shows nearly 5 million flu cases across the country, with New York State seeing its worst flu outbreak on record, more than 71,000 cases in one recent week alone, and more than a dozen states reporting high or very high case numbers, including Louisiana and Colorado. It's 24 degrees in Alliance at 3:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Now, the Alliance Area Weather Forecast from Mark Johnson on AM 1310 WDPN.
Scattered snow arriving by mid to late afternoon today, up to an inch by evening. It's going to be windy with gusts to near 50 miles per hour. A wind advisory in effect through the afternoon. Falling temps through the 20s during the day. Overnight, another inch of snow here and there. Still windy, our low near 20 degrees. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show, everybody. AM1310 WDPN, Q92 Radio YouTube channel, and all of our social media platforms. You know, it just hit me. No more Christmas bumper music till next Christmas.
I mean, we got 2 more days of December. We could talk about that. I'm not opposed to continuing. I just wanted to play it safe.
Oh, my gosh.
We're going to probably make some people angry today anyway.
I'm sure. How we doing, everybody? How was your Christmas? Good? Everybody have a good holiday? You rest up a little bit, get some stuff done. Go out, have some fun, relax. Hopefully all of you did. Good to be back with you here for today. Tomorrow we have Mount Union basketball at 3 tomorrow afternoon here on 1310 WDPN. Looking forward to that. That's going to be a great matchup. Purple Raiders play Calvin tomorrow afternoon. Both highly ranked teams in Division III, NCAA. Mount Union will play Mount Aloysius tonight. That's at 7. We'll have that one too right here on 1310 WDPN. Sam Bourquin Show poll question of the day. Boy, am I getting tarred and feathered on this one. That's okay, though. I'm a big boy. I can take it. Poll question today: was the Browns' win over the Steelers yesterday worth giving up a higher draft pick?
I'm 100% on your side today, Sam.
While the win was great, the immediate gratification was awesome. The feeling, folks, I don't think we're in a position. I just don't think we're in a position to go down the line here in the draft, because what if you beat Cincinnati? What does it mean? Okay, you win 5 games. Kevin Stefanski coming back, Andrew Berry coming back. What's the Haslams going to do? You went from a possible top 2 pick in the first round. Possible top 2 pick in the first round. Could be 6, could be all the way to 10 by the time this is all said and done. Felt good yesterday. I'm sure a lot of you today were doing the Victory Monday thing, which is cool. We don't get to do that a lot. But I almost feel like, if we were going to be on the air like Thursday or Friday, I would almost feel like bringing the same question back and asking you how you felt then.
Yeah,
as opposed to today, because there's the big carryover.
Want to let people sleep on it a little bit.
Glenn says, Sam, this team needs so much. Where do you start? Wide receiver, offensive line, DBs. Nick says, yes, you win. You play to win. Bill says, yes, it was worth it. Doug says, yes, it was worth it. Was the Browns' win over the Steelers yesterday worth falling in the draft position? Was it worth it? How will you feel tomorrow or the day after or the day after? Doug took it a step further. Sam, while I normally agree with you, in this case, I don't. As an athlete, you don't play to lose at any level. With where the Browns are in the draft, they can still get Carnell Tate and a great offensive lineman in the first round. The problem isn't where they are drafting, is who is doing the drafting. Oh, I 100% agree there. I've always said that. And I've never said that an athlete should go out and lose a game. Ever. I was once, I don't even know if I'd call myself an athlete, but I played sports. I never went out there and tried to lose. I know my teammates didn't. And I'm not even saying that I'm not saying that the Browns individually as players should go out and lose, try not to win, play not to win. I'm asking in the big picture for the organization, was it worth it? This has nothing to do with the individual players. This has to do with the franchise. This has to do with the entire organization, from Jimmy and Dee Haslam all the way down. That's what this has to do with. This has to do with getting out of the pit of crap that you've been in for so long. You're going to be moving into a brand new stadium in 2029. You want to have your ducks in a row. You need as many assets as you can have, because you know what? You're probably going to screw half of them up. So the more assets you have, the better chance you have of at least getting lucky with a couple of picks in the upper rounds to help build this thing and see it through. I have never said a player should go out and lose a game. Play not to win. This has nothing to do with the individual player. I'm just asking the question, was the franchise win yesterday over the Steelers worth it for the franchise moving forward? 330-924-7088. Drop your comments on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. How are you going to look back at this team if they would have went 3-14, 4-13, 5-11? I want somebody to try to explain to me the difference between those three records beside the number. What will that mean? A month from now, 3 months from now, 5 months from now? Unfortunately, in the world of sports, And the way the draft has been put together for baseball, football, basketball, you have to be really, really bad in order to have a chance to be really, really good. And the Browns are a little different circumstance here because they can't throw money at the problem. They are still in salary hell because of Deshaun Watson. Okay? You just can't shake and move and throw money at stuff and pilfer away draft picks. You're stuck. I'd rather have a top 2 or 3 pick than somebody 8, 9, or 10. That's just me. And we can agree to disagree. It's okay. We don't always have to agree. But for the good of the organization, the good of the franchise, the good for the Cleveland Browns, and at some point for the betterment of all of the Browns fans and followers, fanatics, is 4-13 or 5-11 really better than 3-14? A couple months from now, I'm going to think that you're going to come over to my side and say, yep, probably should have, maybe, yeah. Did you see the Giants and the Raiders game yesterday? The battle of 2 and 10. I think the Giants won like 34-7, 34-10, something like that. Las Vegas Raiders didn't want to be in Reliance Stadium yesterday any more than a man on the moon. Now that team is on a mission to go 2-15. Titans had a lead yesterday late. Saints caught them. Titans ain't interested in winning. Cardinals aren't interested in winning. The Jets aren't interested in winning. And they're not. And we'll see what they do with their draft. We'll see. Have they been on the mark the last several years? No. But at some point, it's got to get better. The drafting has got to get better. You've got to be smarter. And I don't even know who's going to be back with the Browns next year. I don't know who's going to be doing the drafting. I heard some story today Josina Anderson put out there about there may be bringing on some more senior partners, some senior way of doing things. Like they're going to recycle the deck a little bit, but everybody's going to stay. Oh my God. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that means. You're going to bring in some more a more senior way of thinking and making decisions. What are they going to come up with 2 or 3 more made up positions to get their buddies on the payroll to come in and see if they can figure something out? With Paul DePodesta gone, does that mean somebody gets sent up the ladder and have more responsibility and maybe make more decisions? Does Kevin Stefanski come back? Today he says he is very privileged and honored to be the coach of the Cleveland Browns. That's about it. They didn't go crazy in depth with that. You're going to hear from Kevin Stefanski coming up a little bit later on today. I don't even know who's coming back. I don't know if it makes a difference if they beat Cincinnati. I mean, you beat the Steelers and Bengals. That's going to save your. Does that save Kevin Stefanski's job? Does it save Andrew Berry's job? How does Jimmy and D look at it long term? Where are the Browns right now as far as the hierarchy for next year? Do you think they've already made their mind up with Stefanski, with Barry? Does one go and one stay? Do they both go? Do they both stay? As a fan, where are you with the GM and the coach? Look, you're going to finish 4-13 or 5-12. Stink is stink. What do you think the Haslams do? Do you think they're going to bring in some other decision makers? A couple of more different voices to come in and cloud up the room? Do you think that's what they're going to do? I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. Sam, the owner needs the clean house. But we both know that's iffy in itself. I'm not comfortable with Barry and Stefanski. Let's hope they draft the right players. Then again, the Giants and Jets aren't the best at drafting either. Yeah, who's coming back next year? Who's coming back to make the big decisions? Whose team is it? Whose team is it? Getting back to the poll question, John says, yes, it was worth the win yesterday. Keith in North Canton, yes, worth it. Jeff, yes. Mike says, remember, Tom Brady was a 6th-round pick. That was an anomaly. You'll probably never see that again. I know the Purdy kid out of Iowa State for San Francisco. I get it. But how long between that and when Tom Brady was drafted in the 6th round? Right. 25 years ago. Nick, yes, it was worth it. Bill, yes, it was worth it. George, yes, it was worth it. Sean, if they had lost, the negativity would fill today's narrative. Absolutely 100% yes. Okay. So the negativity would have been all day today and probably a little bit tomorrow. And then you got New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, the Buckeyes. If a loss to the Steelers would have been completely forgotten about. Completely forgotten about by Thursday. Trust me. By the time New Year's Eve rolls around and everybody's having their parties and watching the ball drop and getting fired up for Ohio State and getting ready for 3 more big college playoff games on New Year's Day and pork and sauerkraut, we turn the calendar. Ain't nobody going to be sitting there, oh, God, we should have beat the Steelers. Nobody would have been thinking that at all. Again, this was the quick turnaround today. I guarantee you won't even be thinking about it Thursday or Friday. Ryan, yes, Sam, always good to beat the rival. Eric says, Sam, you play to win, not to tank. They dropped to pick 6 where they'll likely still land a target player if they remain there. Cincy is likely a loss, which could drop us back down a spot or 2. I hope you're right. But they might screw around and go down and win that game too. I can see it now. Miles will get his sack. Burrow won't play the second half of the game. We'll get our 5th win. We'll be picking 10th. Frank says, of course, professional athletes play to win. We will still get one of the top 8 players. Mike says, yes, you play to win. Tanking for draft picks is for losers. Well, what have the Browns been? Huh? And they haven't even had to tank. They're still doing it. If you're picking at 6, 7, 8, or 9, figure it out. Again, you're asking those folks to figure it out. How well has that worked? How really well has that worked out? Trying to have them, the Browns, figure it out. John says, worth missing a draft spot or breaking up a sack record. Seems like the Steelers didn't care about winning. They just wanted to avoid Garrett getting the sack yesterday. Dave says, Sam, yes, it's worth it always to beat the Steelers. It doesn't matter where we pick in the draft. They don't know what they're doing anyway. But yes, it was nice to beat the Steelers. Let me ask you this. What if we would have beaten the Arizona Cardinals yesterday? Would you all feel the same way today? How would you feel if you beat the vaunted New York Jets? What if you were playing the Raiders yesterday? How would you feel then? I'm guessing you would be livid. Livid. But because it was the Steelers, I have a hunch that's why everybody says, no. You play to win the game. I bet you if it was a team who had 2 or 3 or 4 wins yesterday and you beat them, I bet you this conversation would be completely turned the other way. People would be grousing and on fire right now. How the hell could you do that? You screwed up the draft. How could you go out there and... I guarantee you wouldn't feel the same way. But because it was Pittsburgh, it was at home, it's your rival, that's the sentiment today. Am I right there or am I still off? 330-924-7088. We'll take a break. 6 minutes till the top of the hour. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on a Victory Monday on AM 1310 WDPN.
Of all the ways to get ahead in life, we're one of them. And we're legal. The John Tesh Radio Show.
I'm John Tesh, and we couldn't be happier about bringing you intelligence for your life every day. We have a room full of researchers gathering the information and ideas you need to make your life simpler and better, and to make you the smartest person in the room.
You're just trying to be better. We're just trying to help. The John Tesh Radio Show.
Join me for music and intelligence for your life, 10 to 3, Monday through Saturday, only on AM 1310 WDPN.
It's intelligence for your life.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
High school basketball is on AM 1310 WDPN all season long. Brought to you by SARTA. I'm Christian Bigglesworth, calling boys and girls action from around the Eastern Buckeye Conference, the Alliance Aviators, the Marlington Dukes, and the West Branch Warriors. And this year, listen live and free on the AM 1310 WDPN Facebook and X pages and the Q92 YouTube channel. High school basketball, powered by SARTA on AM 1310 WDPN.
Welcome back, everybody. 1310 WDPN. It's the Sam Bourquin Show. Courtesy of Yahoo Sports. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson's status for Sunday's AFC North Championship matchup with the Steelers is to be determined per head coach John Harbaugh. He's playing. Are you going to sit out that game? Come on. How about how this all worked out for the NFL yesterday? Huh? How you like that? Browns upset the Steelers. The Ravens beat the Patriots. The Dolphins beat the Buccaneers. All lined up. Nice and tidy. Nice and tidy for the National Football League. Now you got winner take all. Buccaneers, Panthers for the NFC South. Winner take all for the AFC North, the Steelers and the Ravens. Just like clockwork. Just like clockwork. Seahawks and 49ers next Sunday or next weekend. Holy smokes. What do you think? My nuts?
No.
Is everything legit here?
I've never considered myself a conspiracy theorist, but the more we talk about the NFL, the more I start to doubt my sanity, I guess.
Folks, it is. Which, kind of puts me in a bad position. Because I got to talk about it. You got to read and watch the highlights. And boy, do I watch the highlights. Let me tell you, you can learn a lot about the NFL by watching highlights and missed tackles, over or under throws, guys trying not to make plays. Did you see and we played it in our highlight package to open the show. Did any of you watch the end of the Bills and the Eagles yesterday in Buffalo? Bills come down, tie the game late. Like there's hardly any time left. They go for two. If you didn't, go back and watch it. Did you see Josh Allen's half-assed attempt to complete a pass to get the 2-point conversion to win that game for Buffalo? Did you see his throw? Go back and watch it. Go back and watch it again and again and again. And you tell me that Josh Allen, one of the great quarterbacks in the National Football League, you tell me he was trying to complete that pass for that 2-point conversion. Go back and watch it. Google it. YouTube it right now. Bills, Eagles, 2-point play. Josh Allen. Go back and watch it. You tell me. You tell me what you saw.
Henry, real quick on Facebook of the NFL says the fix was in.
You tell me he was trying to complete that pass. And if you can stand there with conviction and look me in the eye or tell me or text me or comment that he was, then we'll agree to disagree. But go back and watch it. Just go, real quick, go watch it before the top of the hour. Like now. Go Google that. You tell me he was trying to complete that pass. Rubbish. NFL did release their schedule for Week 18 for games on Saturday and Sunday. The first will feature the Panthers and Buccaneers, Saturday at 4:30. And then in the final game of the season, the 272nd game of the year will take place in Pittsburgh, where the Steelers and the Ravens will battle who wins the AFC North and moves into the playoffs. Put a bow on that one, baby. News and weather next, 1310 WDPN.
keeping Alliance entertained and informed for over a half a century. AM 1310 WDPN Alliance.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. In Florida, talks underway between President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on the next phase of the Gaza peace plan. President Trump says that includes Hamas disarming. It follows the president's meeting yesterday with Ukraine's President Zelensky on a ceasefire deal with Russia. Today, Russia accusing Ukraine of trying to carry out a drone strike on Vladimir Putin's residence, something Zelensky denies. ABC News contributor and former Defense Department official Mick Mulroy on the timing.
It looks like an attempt to do so by fabricating an attack on President Putin's residence. There is, as the Russians said, it wasn't actually struck. They're just claiming they shot down all these drones. So there's no evidence to that. I'd also like to point out that the leader of an army is a valid military target.
Flu season surging in the U.S., the CDC showing 4.6 million cases so far, with New York leading with illnesses and hospitalizations. This is ABC News.
Straight Talk presents The Math of More. Here's how it works. When you say yes to more with Straight Talk, you're left with more for all the other good stuff. So getting an unlimited plan starting at just $25 a month equals more savings for your family's weekend adventures. And with a network covered by Verizon, you can share more from wherever you go. It's simple math, really. More equals more with Straight Talk. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. The $25 plan requires a compatible unlocked device and a new line of service. Additional terms apply.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Jeff Mears on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:02. A wind advisory remains in effect across much of northeast Ohio through 1 a.m. tomorrow. The National Weather Service says winds of 20 to 30 miles per hour are expected, with gusts reaching 50 to 55 miles per hour. Affected counties include Stark, Carroll, Columbiana, Mahoning, Portage, Summit, Trumbull, and Tuscarawas. A winter weather advisory remains in effect for portions of the region through 1 p.m. tomorrow. Lake effect snow will bring 3 to 6 inches of accumulation in areas including Portage, Summit, and Trumbull counties. The heaviest snow is expected late this afternoon and evening, with snow falling at rates of up to 1 inch per hour at times. Strong winds have caused numerous power outages across northeast Ohio. As of 10 this morning, First Energy reported 312 customers without power in Stark County. Other outages included 281 in Columbiana County, fewer than 20 in Carroll County, 387 in Mahoning County, about 3,200 in Portage County, and roughly 1,200 in Summit County. AEP reported 193 customers without electricity in Stark County, fewer than 5 in Columbiana, and 36 in Carroll County. Repairs are underway. A competency hearing for the man accused of shooting an Altman Hospital employee has been postponed. 36-year-old James Fair of Canton was scheduled to appear today in Stark County Common Pleas Court, but the hearing was continued until January 26th. Fair has pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity and is charged with aggravated robbery and 2 counts of felonious assault in the June 27th shooting. Canton police say Fair became combative while under observation, struggled with an armed security guard, and fired a gun, hitting the employee in the abdomen. Fair is in the county jail on a $1 million bond. A woman is facing multiple charges after Minerva police say she assaulted an officer during her arrest. The alleged incident happened December 21st after officers responded to a report of a woman passed out behind the wheel near East Lincoln Way. Police say 34-year-old Caitlin Jackson of East Rochester admitted to drinking, refused sobriety tests, and became combative when told she was under arrest. She's accused of kicking an officer in the chest, resisting arrest, and later damaging equipment inside the police department. Jackson was arraigned December 22nd and appeared for a preliminary hearing today in Alliance Municipal Court. Construction is set to begin in the spring on a new Hilton Hotel in Perry Township. The 4-story dual-branded hotel will be located along Erie Avenue Southwest. It will have 114 rooms, combining True by Hilton and Home 2 Suites lodging, and is expected to cost about $7 million. Developer Vaibhav Patel tells the repository the project will create local jobs, support area businesses, and contribute to economic growth with an opening planned for 2027. Ramatika Management bought the 2.4-acre site across from Menards. The 64,000 square foot hotel will be financed by Sutton Bank. A longtime Columbiana County court official is retiring and heading south. Domestic Relations Magistrate Bradley Allison will step down Wednesday after 15 years on the bench and more than 2 decades in private practice. Allison tells the Morning Journal he's grateful to have served the community and hope to make the divorce process less difficult for families and children. He and his wife will move to Tennessee, and former county prosecutor Tammy Riley Jones has been sworn in as his replacement. A Mahoning County judge has dismissed charges against 29-year-old Damon Williams, who died November 26th. He faced aggravated murder, aggravated robbery, and tampering with evidence charges in the June 2021 death of Kashawn Bunch in a Youngstown park. A co-defendant, Kari Williams, was sentenced to 20 to 24 and a half years in prison in 2023 after pleading guilty to voluntary manslaughter and robbery. Another co-defendant, Michael Collins, faced lesser charges and testified in the case. Williams had medical issues related to sickle cell anemia, which prevented his trial from taking place. The cause of his death has not been released. The case of the Struthers Band Boosters treasurer accused of misappropriating thousands of dollars is now in the hands of a Mahoning County grand jury. 49-year-old Jana Vilsack of Struthers was bound over to Common Pleas Court today. Police say Vilsack used more than $5,000 from the boosters account for personal expenses and withdrew another $2,000 from a separate organization account. She allegedly told detectives, "I fell on hard times and did what I did." The alleged activity occurred between April 21st and December 3rd. Austintown police are investigating after vandals targeted Greenwood Chevrolet Falcons Stadium over the weekend. Officers say one press box used for the scoreboard and video board was damaged, with a laptop and desktop taken. The desktop was later found smashed. Additional damage included a broken door, sliding window, thrown equipment on the roof, and damaged cinder blocks in the stands. Police are reviewing security footage and testing red markings on one door for DNA. 2 people were arrested following a vehicle pursuit on I-80 Saturday. The Highway Patrol says the chase started eastbound on the Ohio Turnpike in Streetsboro and involved a stolen vehicle. Troopers used stop sticks to flatten a tire, but the driver continued until the rim disintegrated. The pursuit ended in Hubbard Township when the driver struck a police cruiser and went into a ditch. The driver and a passenger were taken to the Portage County Jail on multiple felony charges, and minor injuries were treated at the scene. It's 24 degrees in Alliance at 4:07. This is the local edition of WDPN News. Mark Johnson's forecast is up next, a service of Canterbury Villa of Alliance. I'm Jeff Mears.
This WDPN weather is brought to you by Canterbury Villa of Alliance, where your loved ones become family. Schedule a free visit today by calling 330-821-4000. Scattered snow moving in during the afternoon, up to an inch by evening. It's going to be windy. We've got a wind advisory in effect for wind gusts to near 50 miles per hour. Falling temps through the 20s today. Overnight, another inch of snow by dawn. Still windy with a low near 20. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Send your loved ones to a place that cares and a place that they can trust. They'll find a place that feels like home at Canterbury Villa in Alliance. They will provide the highest level of care to their residents when it comes to skilled nursing, rehabilitation, long-term care, and Alzheimer's care. At Canterbury Villa, your loved ones become family. Located on Freshley Avenue, schedule a free visit today by calling 330-821-4000 and ask for Samantha Nutter. At Canterbury Villa, they walk the talk.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Here's a 2nd and 8. This pass to Fannin. He caught it, and he rolls in untouched. Harold Fannin Jr. with his 71st catch of the year. Looking to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Incomplete and no flag. The Browns have pulled off the upset. Allen looking to throw. Pressure throws. Incomplete. Don't see a flag. Eagles going to hold on.
2nd and 7. Burrow to the air to Chase to the end zone for the touchdown. Offensive lineman moved. Free play for Williams as the flag is down. So Caleb looking to launch. Does towards the end zone. Touchdown. Colston Loveland. 4 seconds left. 2nd and goal. Here is Williams. He's got to throw it to the end zone. Clock has expired. Williams keeps the play alive. He's looking. He's got to get rid of it. Retreating. He throws. Incomplete. It's over. And the Niners have won.
Mike Tirico on the call. NBC last night with Chris Collinsworth. Could the San Francisco 49ers end up playing the Super Bowl in their home stadium? Could happen. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show, everybody. AM1310 WDPN. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Hope your extended Christmas week was great. Hope you had a great weekend. Folks, I don't know where you are right now, but over here in Alliance, it is snowing like gangbusters. At least it was a couple of minutes ago. And I have witness. Rainsburg. It was coming down.
I'm not sure what Sam's talking about, guys.
It was coming down.
I think it's a bit of an optical illusion because the wind is blowing so hard that it's just whipping it past us like we're going 70 miles an hour. So I don't think it's actually snowing that much because there's not much sticking, but it looks like it. It's like a snow globe out there.
So you're saying it's an optical illusion?
Yeah, I think it's just windy because it is.
That I'm lying.
I don't think you're lying. You're just over-exaggerating. Not much is actually sticking to the ground out there. I base the severity of snowfall based on how much is actually sticking to the ground.
Okay. Well, we'll go back and check that at 4:30. We'll see. We'll see how that's going. Anyhow, welcome into the show, everybody. Sam Bourquin here. Ryan Rainsburg on the other side. Jeff Mears in the 1310 WDPN newsroom. Big Christmas party tonight. That's the good news. The bad news is we are not able to go.
Oh, I thought that was. Oh, never mind.
Company Christmas party tonight. I will not be able to go. Ryan Keller unable to go. Ryan Rainsburg unable to go. We have Mount Union basketball tonight at 7 right here on 1310 WDPN. So I wonder how long the Christmas party will go, because I will make this announcement. I will make this statement. We think we will be out of the Mac Center tonight no earlier than 9:30. From Mount Union to the to where the Christmas party is being held, it's about a half an hour.
Yeah, with the weather,
so we wouldn't be getting there till 10. What are the odds the Christmas party is still going at 10? I don't know. It's a Monday night. It's brutally cold. I wonder how long it'll go. Because I say this because if it will go until 10:30 or 11, I will drive over after the Mount Union game and I will partake in the festivities, hoping that there is something under the heating lamps within the appetizer section, because I will be ready to eat a house by like 9:30 tonight. So if it's still going, if the festivities are still popping, I will make the drive over and check it out. I just don't know if it'll still be going by 10 o'clock. I don't know. We'll see. It's a good time. I've been to the last several. But due to the holidays and the way the basketball schedule was this week with a Monday night game and then a Tuesday afternoon game, we are unable to go to the Q92 1310 WDPN holiday party. But for those that are going, hope you have a great time. Eat, drink responsibly, but have a good time. Have some, the place that they have it, I always loved their wings in their, like they had this dip, which was fantastic. I don't know if they're still doing that, but man, was it good. So good.
I'm afraid I can only comment on their alcoholic beverages.
Now, see me, I didn't have one alcoholic beverage last year.
Oh, their bartender there, if it's the same guy as last year, he's great.
Yeah, I did not. I had Sprite or 7-Up, I think, because I had to. I couldn't stay long. I was only able to stay like an hour and a half. I was still out on the road doing some stuff, so I had to, be smart there about that. That's a great party, though. I wonder if they'll save anything for us tomorrow. Probably not. Who knows? Text line open 330-924-7088, 330-924-7088. Browns over the Steelers yesterday. Poll question of the day. Was the win over the Steelers yesterday worth giving up a higher draft pick? Was it worth it? Hit me up on my Facebook page, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. We'll read those comments as they come in. I'm getting killed on this one today, but I got to stand my ground. I can't cave. I gotta hold my post. I'd say it's about 95% against me. But again, that's okay. That there's nothing wrong with us having a disagreement and talking it through. Jim says, Sam, I'm not sure what higher draft picks are. Kim says, yes, it was absolutely worth beating the Steelers. Rick says it was worth it because Browns draft picks are sometimes worthless anyhow. Joy says, yes, it was worth beating Pittsburgh. Wayne says, as long as it screws the Steelers, does it matter?
Not if it screws the Browns, too.
I just think in a couple days, the euphoria over the Steelers win, you're not even going to be thinking about that. And you're going to look at the standings, and you're going to look at the draft picks. You're going to look at the draft board. You're going to say, you know what? Maybe not. I also will continue to stand my ground here. If this would have been almost any other team than the Pittsburgh Steelers yesterday, I don't think a lot of you would feel the way you do today. As far as, was it worth the win? Would it have been worth the win to beat the Cardinals? Would it have been worth the win to beat the Jets, to beat the Raiders, to beat the Giants? Would it have been worth the win to beat the Titans? But because it was Pittsburgh, I think a lot of you feel the way you do because it was the Steelers. That's just a thought. That's just a thought from me. Tom in Salem says, Sam, a win over the Pittsburgh Steelers is always good. Clearly, I am in the minority here.
I'm with you, though.
So I got Rainsburg. Anybody else want to jump on? Anybody else want to be on the Sammy B wagon today?
This is the Ryan wagon too.
I mean, it might be 98%. Like, we might be the only two.
We came in here on the same page today, though. Give us that.
Right, and I didn't put Rainsburg up to this. He is thinking his own thoughts.
No, I swear to God, I looked yesterday and I saw that the Browns had won, and I was legitimately bummed out. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
I mean, and again, I want to preface this with the people that are just joining us. If you're watching live, if you're listening live on any of our social media platforms, first of all, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for stopping by. I want to preface this with, look, in the heat of the moment, in the excitement of the moment, yeah, it was worth it. In the moment, it was worth it. To watch those Steelers walk off the field with their heads down, absolutely worth it. Was it worth watching thousands of towel-waving Yinzers leave the stadium with their heads down? Yes. Yes, it was worth it. Absolutely. For those of you that went to the game and braved the elements, was it worth the ridiculous long walk back to the Muni lot in the rain and the wind? Yes, absolutely. But for the long term, for the future, from 3 days from now, was it worth it? You got to ask yourself, you got to be honest with yourself. You got to ask yourself a serious question. Take away the fandom, take away the clapping, the screaming, the hollering, the camaraderie at the stadium, the crazy crowd, how good and how sweet that felt. You got to take that. I know it's hard. You got to take that out of the equation. Was it worth it? Falling down the draft board.
Mike on YouTube has my favorite comment of the day, probably. He said, here's a thought. Maybe we should blame the Steelers for playing so bad that they couldn't beat a 3-win team.
Yeah, well, and then there's that conversation.
Then there's that.
And then there's that conversation. Scooter, referring to my comment on the half-hearted effort by Josh Allen to complete that 2-point pass in the end zone for the Bills to beat the Eagles yesterday. Sam, the throw just got away from him. Laughing emoji. I want this team to get better, and I know they're going to have to do it from the inside out because we're strapped pretty much from doing it any other way. That's the other thing that a lot of you have to buckle down and peel the layers back here. And I don't mean to preach from the pulpit here, but we can't fix any problems pretty much unless it's through the draft because of Deshaun. This isn't like Major League Baseball where if the Dodgers and the Yankees and the Mets and the Red Sox and the Cubs screw up, they can just throw money at the problem and make it go away. We can't do that with the salary cap situation. This has to be done from the inside out, and it's not a bad thing. Sometimes it's not bad to grow this thing from the inside out with predominantly draft picks. It might take a little bit longer, and you're asking an organization who can't draft to save their lives, except for a couple of circumstances, like Schlesinger was a great pick out of UCLA, I thought. I think Harold Vannon Jr. was a hell of a pick. I think Quinshawn was a pretty good pick. So they've hit on some. The majority know they haven't. But we still got to fix this from the inside. We don't have $200 million of salary cap space to wheel and deal and bring in free agents and trades and move. We aren't in that position. That's why the higher the draft picks and the more of them, the better off this organization's going to be. That's the big picture that I'm trying to present to you today. That while yesterday's 15 seconds of this is the greatest feeling of my life, at the end of the day, that doesn't mean anything if this team can't fix it from the inside out.
Here's a better question. Is losing to the Steelers 3 years in a row worth beating the Steelers potentially the next 4 or 5 years in a row? Well, that's the ideal situation.
See, here's the thing. People, we have beaten Pittsburgh the last 3 years at home.
Oh, nice.
We have.
Surprise.
Now, we can't win over there. We've never won over there. But we have had random success against the Steelers in Cleveland. So it wasn't like, oh, this was the first time in 100 years. Nah, we did it last year. We did it the year before. And at the end of the day, we're still 4-13. Interesting to see what happens this Sunday in Cincinnati. Who tries? Who tries the hardest? I'll tell you right now, if I'm Kevin Stefanski, there's no way in hell I'm playing Harold Fannin Jr. He got hurt again yesterday on that touchdown pass. You know, where the Steeler defensive back was, I guess, trying to defend the pass? But Harold got hurt. You could see him. He couldn't even celebrate. I wouldn't play him. He is a big piece of this team moving forward. Judkins, Fannin, Schlesinger, huge parts of this team, and they're all rookies. Schlesinger got hurt too yesterday. And we know Q is already out for the year with the fracture and the disloc. I wouldn't play any of those guys tomorrow or Sunday. I wouldn't play Schlesinger. I wouldn't play Fannin Jr. No way. No way. We always talk about the Cavs and the core four. How about that core three right now for the Browns? Now that's something to get excited about. That's something to say, hey, we got a little something here. All right, you know what I got for you right now? It's the Sammy B best bet. Feels like it's been a week since it has. But we're back at it tonight in the NBA. The Orlando Magic will be taking on the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors are catching 1.5 at home against the visiting Orlando Magic. I really like the Raptors tonight. I really do. I like the small home favorite. I just think they're going to win the game. I think they're going to win the game outright. Look at just a couple of quick stats here. Each team has won their last game in the last 10. Raptors 4-6, Orlando 5-5. Wagner's out for Orlando. Suggs is a game time decision. I think Scotty Barnes and the Raptors win this game outright. Sammy B's best bet. Let me take the Toronto Raptors plus 1.5 tonight against the Orlando Magic. Toronto plus 1.5 against Orlando. That's Sammy B's best bet. News, weather next. 1310 WDPN.
Here's the latest news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 4:30. President Trump says Ukraine and Russia are closer than ever before to a peace deal, but he acknowledges that negotiations could still break down and leave the war dragging on for years. Trump spoke Sunday as he hosted Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at his Florida resort. Earlier, Trump had what he described as an excellent 2.5-hour phone conversation with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Trump insisted he believed Putin wants peace, even as Russia launched new attacks on Ukraine while Zelensky flew to the United States. Trump and Zelensky both acknowledged thorny issues remain, including whether Russia can keep Ukrainian territory it controls. President Trump plans to work on a second peace deal in Florida. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio reports.
Later today, President Trump welcomes Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to Mar-a-Lago to discuss the next stage of the fragile ceasefire between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. Also expected to be a major focus, Iran's nuclear activities, after Iran's president over the weekend said his country is in a, quote, full-scale war against the U.S., Israel, and Europe.
A powerful winter storm is moving northeast, bringing snow, ice, rain, and strong winds. The National Weather Service warns of blizzard conditions and treacherous travel. Snow and winds spread across the upper Midwest, with forecasts of over a foot of snow in parts of the Great Lakes. Dangerous wind chills are expected in North Dakota and Minnesota. Meanwhile, the South is experiencing severe thunderstorms and a sharp cold front ending record warmth. Temperatures in cities like Atlanta and Dallas are set to drop significantly by tomorrow. The man accused of placing 2 pipe bombs in Washington on the eve of the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol told investigators after his arrest that he believed someone needed to speak up for people who believed the 2020 election was stolen. He also said he wanted to target the country's political parties because they were in charge. That's according to a memo filed by the Justice Department on Sunday that argues that Brian Cole Jr. should remain jailed as the case moves forward. Cole was arrested earlier this month on charges of placing pipe bombs outside the headquarters of the Democratic and Republican National Committees. Investigators continue to search for answers in a mid-air collision between 2 helicopters over the weekend. ABC's Hannah Batta has the latest on what is known.
Dramatic video shows a helicopter spinning out of control seconds before crashing near Hamilton Airport in southern New Jersey. Witnesses calling 911. One pilot died. The other pilot rushed to the hospital critically injured. Both were reportedly flying close together in tandem. It's unclear why.
It's 24 degrees in Alliance at 432. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Here's Mark Johnson's forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Grab that warm coat and hold on tight. A wind advisory in effect for wind gusts near 50 miles per hour this afternoon. Scattered snow up to an inch by evening. Falling temps through the 20s. Overnight, scattered snow, another quick inch. Still windy with a low near 20 degrees. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
$13.10 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show on a snowy, cold, windy, chilly, late December afternoon here in the Carnation City. Make sure if you are out and about, be careful. Make sure you're bundled up. Be smart, all those things when you're driving around. Also, we invite you to check us out on all of our social media platforms, 1310 WDPN on Facebook, X, Twitter, the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. While you're there, drop your comments. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button. We certainly would appreciate that. I see a good amount of you are watching and listening right now on the 1310 WDPN Facebook page. Hello to all of you. Welcome to the discussion. Same on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. Thanks for checking in. And don't forget, I know we push the social media a lot. You know, where you can listen, how you can watch the show, how you can listen to the show and comment. You know what we really love? You know what I really love? When you listen on the radio. 1310 WDPN. We love that. It's like a lost art, you know? Trust me, folks, it is still cool to dial up something on the radio, man, listen to it. I know we all got our phones, we got our laptops, we got our computers. We can't watch a TV show without our phone. We can't eat dinner without our laptop. We can't watch a game without commenting or seeing what somebody else is saying about it. Think about it. It is really bizarre how our habits have changed in fairly quickly over the years. Like even going to sporting events or concerts. The biggest moment of a baseball game, bases loaded, 2 out, bottom of the ninth. Biggest moment of a football game, lining up for a Hail Mary or a 55-yard field goal. Biggest moment of a basketball game, a team inbounding the ball down 2 with 3 seconds to go. And if you're at the stadium, you're at the arena, you're at the ballpark, what's everybody doing? What are they doing? Holding their cell phone up to record what's going to happen. Holding their phone to get the video. You're not screaming and hollering. You're not stomping. You're not clapping. You're standing there holding up your phone. Not this guy. Not this guy. I want to take it in for all that it is. I can always go back and watch the other 5 million videos people post of the exact same thing that I'm getting to sit there to watch. I want to take it in. I want to enjoy the moment. Hands free. I want to high five the fan next to me. Or pat somebody on the back. Or, I don't know, clap. Everybody is holding their phone. I got news for you. You're not the only one taking video. Obviously, you can see around you everybody else is doing it. Why do we do that? A serious question.
I'll never understand it, Sam. I'm like you.
I mean, you paid probably pretty good money for whatever ticket you have. You're in the arena, the ballpark, the stadium with tens of thousands of people. You're in the moment. The big moment might be coming. And you're going to remember this for the rest of your life. And people would rather stand there and hold a phone. I don't get it. I just don't get it. That's why stadiums and arenas and ballparks are not as loud as they used to be. Don't get me wrong. During the big moments, it's still, it's pretty high level, but it's not what it used to be. You used to have at a stadium between 60 and 80,000 people all cheering, all clapping, all hollering. Now half the people just standing there holding up their phones. Ooh, I got to get this on video. Same thing at a concert. It's just people holding their phones. Why? You're there in person to see it.
Well, it's funny, too, because with concerts, you'll have artists who are offended by that.
Yes.
They think they're not paying attention to the show.
And I'm glad.
Yeah.
There are some that, first of all, if you get caught recording, you're in big trouble. And if you're even caught with your phone out, you're going to get called out.
But if you're, in that situation, at least from my perspective, it feels rude if you're like with somebody else and you're on your phone. If they're trying to like have a conversation or something, but some people just can't.
You're going to the event to what? to watch the event, to be there, to enjoy it, not only for yourself, but maybe friends, family, fans. That's part of the experience of, they always say, hey, it's better to be there. If you're just going to go there and hold your phone up, stay home and watch it on TV. It's a bigger picture than your screen or the video you're going to post on TikTok. I don't know, I just don't get it. And I think it's taken away the from the sporting events. I think it has. I know it has. That's why all these NBA arenas, they got to pump in fake crowd noise. And they do. NFL stadiums do it too. The Falcons do it. The Raiders do it. Everybody's standing around with their phone in their hand. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the game. I know you want to have stuff, but you can go get that stuff anywhere. You don't have to do it. Am I wrong here? I don't think I am.
No, I love watching things on my computer, but when I'm out doing something in real life, I don't want my phone with me at all. Half the time, if I'm doing something, something like that, I try to leave my phone behind as much as possible because it just takes away from the experience for me.
I remember when I would go up to the Firestone. Used to be the World Series of Golf. Then it was the NEC Invitational. You weren't allowed to bring your phones on the golf course. And if you tried, you were told to take it back to your car and then come back, get in line to get onto the course. You weren't allowed to take your phone in. Look, I record stuff because it's kind of my job to have a game-winning three, a kickoff return for a touchdown, a winning 2-point conversion, a big sack that I will post on our work social media platforms, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, X. That's part of the job. But when I go to a game as a fan, whether it's the Guardians, the Cavs, the Buckeyes, the Rubber Ducks, I'm not standing there holding a phone, trying to record everything. Nonsense. I'm there because I want to be there because I want to enjoy the moment. I want to enjoy the game. And I want to enjoy it with people around me. That's why I go. Although, I had this conversation the other day. I said, for me, the bigger the game, excuse me, the less people I want to be around. And because I just want to focus on the game. I don't want people yak and talking about this and that. I want to watch the game. If it's just like a regular season baseball game or whatever, oh, that's fine. I don't care. It's just one of 82, one of 162. But when it's the playoffs or it's a big regular season game, the fewer people around, the better for me. Sam, I totally agree with you on the phone. Folks thinking their footage will get them thousands of dollars.
Yep.
I saw security at a tribute band performance at the MGM Northfield telling folks constantly to put their phones down. And look, I know it's not going to stop. And it's more people are just going to keep doing it. Is it everybody wants their 15 seconds of fame? Is that what it is?
I think for half of everybody it is. And like he said, a lot of those people think that 15 minutes of fame is going to translate to a large pile of money. And a lot of the time it doesn't.
It's not, because guess what? There's another 15 million people putting the same video up you are.
Yeah. Every time you get viral off something like that, everybody forgets about it in 3 days and nobody cares anymore.
There's no supply and demand there. So, I don't know. Here's an idea. You pay to go to a sporting event, enjoy the sporting event. Put your phone down. Just try it.
Remember, just take a second and think about the last time something went viral and how little you care about it now and how much you cared about it for all of 24 hours.
Right. just put your phone down. You want to snap some pictures? Sure. You want to post them on your social media? Sure, I get that. We do that. We all do that. Get a nice picture of your fam at the 50-yard line of the game. Maybe you take, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you know what drives me nuts? People taking video of fireworks displays and posting them on social media. Whew. I did it once or twice, and I thought, what am I doing? What am I doing? How times have changed. How times have changed. All right, NFL playoff picture as we get back to business here. Sorry about the cell phone rant. This is how the playoff picture looks right now. San Francisco 49ers forced the regular season finale against the Seahawks, where the winner will claim the number 1 seed and the NFC West title. And remember, folks, the 49ers, that's where the Super Bowl is being held. So there's a lot on the line there. The Patriots secured the AFC East with the Buffalo Bills' dramatic loss to the Eagles. The Steelers suffered a surprising loss to the Browns, which means the Ravens are still alive. They'll play Pittsburgh Sunday night for all the marbles. NFC playoff field is set except for one slot. NFC South champion, which will likely be decided between Carolina and Tampa in a Week 18 matchup. If I asked you today, who do you think is going to the Super Bowl? What would you say? I think I got my matchup, and I think it could very well happen.
I feel
one team might surprise you, and the other one probably will not.
Based on my tiny amount of knowledge, I can at least say that I'm confident the Bills are going to be in there.
Ooh, Rainsburg, you've been looking at my notes.
Have I been paying attention?
If you've been looking at mine,
I haven't.
I've got the Buffalo Bills and the Los Angeles Rams playing in the Super Bowl in Santa Clara, California.
I really like paying attention when we have good old Ross Benjamin on the show. He speaks my language.
Yes. I think everybody's kind of like forgetting about Buffalo because of what happened yesterday. Patriots are kind of hogging all the AFC glory along with the Denver Broncos. I think a lot of people have kind of put Josh Allen and the Bills in their rearview mirror. And I'm going to pull a Lee Corso, and I'm going to say, not so fast, my friend. I think Buffalo is going to get there, and I think they're going to play the Rams. If somebody told me today, you have to give me a Super Bowl matchup today, and you can't change your mind, you have to stick with it, that's who I'm going with. I'm going with the Buffalo Bills and the Los Angeles Rams in the Super Bowl in Santa Clara, California. What say you? 330-924-7088. Just a quick poll. Who goes to the Super Bowl? Not who wins it. Who goes to the Super Bowl? Who do you like as of today? You think the Jags will surprise and get there? You think the Broncos will get there? Philly? Do you like Buffalo like I do? The Bears? The Patriots? Do the Ravens or Steelers get there? Chargers? Who gets to the Super Bowl? I think a lot of people are down and out on Buffalo. I think the NFL is going to say, I think Buffalo gets there. I think the Rams get there. I think that's your Super Bowl matchup. What say you? Text it in, 330-924-7088. Drop your comments on the Q92 Radio YouTube channel. That's not who I want in the Super Bowl, but I think that's who's going to be in the Super Bowl. If I could pick who I wanted in the Super Bowl, I would go Jacksonville and Green Bay. If I could pick who I wanted in the Super Bowl, I would take Jacksonville and Green Bay. I think it's going to be the Rams and the Bills. What say you? We'll take a break. Text line open, 330-924-7088. We'll come back with more of the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN. Stay with us.
High school basketball is on AM 1310 WDPN all season long. Brought to you by SARTA. I'm Christian Bigglesworth, calling boys and girls action from around the Eastern Buckeye Conference, the Alliance Aviators, the Marlington Dukes, and the West Branch Warriors. And this year, listen live and free on the AM 1310 WDPN Facebook and X pages and the Q92 YouTube channel. High school basketball, powered by SARTA on AM 1310 WDPN.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
How's Tommy doing now?
Much better.
You said it was asthma?
Yeah, he started with this cough and then he was wheezing.
That's terrifying.
Doctor said hidden triggers can make it worse. Things like dust, mold, and even pests.
Pests?
Yeah, droppings and allergens from cockroaches and rodents can seriously impact children with asthma or allergies.
I had no idea.
We're making sure our home stays pest-free.
Don't let pests put your family's health at risk. Visit pestworld.org to learn more. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
I
Nothing like nice cold bottled water. Sometimes that just hits the spot. Welcome back to the show, 1310 WDPN. Sam Bourquin with you on a Monday afternoon here in the beautiful, beautiful Carnation City of Alliance, Ohio. Appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with us today. Don't forget Mount Union basketball tonight at 7-ish. You know, when there's double headers, you very rarely see the second game start on time. So it's 7-ish for the game tonight. I don't think we're going to start at 7. But when we do start, we'll have it. Myself and Ryan Keller, 1310 WDPN. All of our social media platforms tonight. The Purple Raiders taking on Mount Aloysius from the Mack Center. That's tonight on WDPN. Tomorrow, 3-ish. Big one. NCAA Division III, a battle of ranked teams. Mount Union will take on Calvin. That's tomorrow afternoon around 3, right here on 1310 WDPN, Q92radiosports.com, all of our social media platforms. Now, tonight's going to be a fun game. I think the Raiders should handle their opponent tonight. Tomorrow afternoon is going to be fun. Would love to see you at the Mack Center tomorrow if you can get away for a couple of hours and join us for that big one between the Purple Raiders and Calvin tomorrow. That's going to be fun. How much time do we have here? About 2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes.
Bowl game today. The J-Lab, no, not J-Lo, the J-Lab Birmingham Bowl in Alabama between Georgia Southern and Appalachian State. That's the only bowl game today, by the way. Let's see what's going on there. Georgia Southern 29, App State 10, about 3 minutes to go in the game. Tomorrow, 1, 2, 3 bowl games tomorrow. Louisiana Tech and Coastal Carolina, the Independence Bowl, 2 o'clock tomorrow. 5:30, Illinois and Tennessee, Music City Bowl. 9 o'clock tomorrow night, the Alamo Bowl, TCU and USC. New Year's Eve, noon, Iowa Vanderbilt. 2 o'clock, CBS, Duke, Arizona State. That's the Sun Bowl. The Citrus Bowl, Texas, Michigan. Las Vegas Bowl at 3:30. And then New Year's Eve, 7:30. Miami and the Ohio State Buckeyes. Buckeyes still about a 10-point favorite. And then Thursday, New Year's Day. Well, this is not your grandfather's New Year's Bowl day anymore. January the 1st, it's all playoff action. Orange Bowl, Oregon, Texas Tech. That's at noon in Miami. 4 o'clock, let's say 4:45. The Rose Bowl in Pasadena, number 9 Alabama against number 1 Indiana. And then the Sugar Bowl from Atlanta. 8 o'clock, New Year's night. Number 6, Ole Miss. Number 3, Georgia. And then we'll have our final 4 for the CFP coming up. But the Buckeyes and Canes will get together in Dallas on New Year's Eve. I think the Bucks roll there. I think. But we'll have to wait and see. All right, news and weather coming up here at the top of the hour. We got one more big hour to go here on the Sam Bourquin Show. Hang out with us, 1310 WDPN.
The latest news and the current Alliance area weather forecast are up next on AM 1310 WDPN Alliance.
Michelle Franzen. After meeting at Mar-a-Lago today, President Trump says he and Israel's prime minister are on the same page when it comes to the next phase of the Gaza peace plan. The president says that includes Hamas fully disarming.
If they don't disarm as they agreed to do, they agreed to it, and then they'll be held to pay for them.
It follows the president's meeting yesterday with Ukraine's President Zelensky at Mar-a-Lago on a ceasefire deal with Russia. Today, Russia accused Ukraine of trying to carry out a drone strike on Vladimir Putin's state residence, something Zelensky denies. Today is one of the busiest travel days of the holiday travel period across the country. Severe storms on the march, too. Snow, rain, and ice in the Midwest and New England. Nearly 800 flights have been canceled just today. The backlog, along with another round of storms, could impact travel all this week. On Wall Street, stocks ending lower today. Investors back for a abbreviated trading week due to the holidays. This is ABC News.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and you can get up to a $5 cashback bonus on your first tank.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SUPPLY to get up to a $5 cashback bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SUPPLY to get up to a $5 cashback bonus on your first tank. That's code SUPPLY for up to a $5 cashback bonus.
Now, the latest Alliance area news from Jeff Mears on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:02. Strong winds and lake effect snow are affecting much of northeast Ohio today. The wind advisory remains in effect through 1 a.m. tomorrow, with winds of 20 to 30 miles per hour and gusts of up to 50 to 55 miles per hour. Affected counties include Stark, Carroll, Columbiana, Mahoning, Portage, Summit, Trumbull, and Tuscarawas. Meanwhile, a winter weather advisory continues through 1 p.m. tomorrow. Lake effect snow is expected to bring 3 to 6 inches of accumulation, mainly in Portage, Summit, and Trumbull counties. Heaviest snow is expected late this afternoon and evening, with snowfall rates up to 1 inch per hour at times, making travel hazardous. Numerous customers are without power across the region due to strong winds. AEP reported 193 customers out in Stark County as of 10 this morning. There were fewer than 5 in Columbiana and 36 in Carroll County. Repairs are underway. First Energy reported 312 outages in Stark County, 387 in Mahoning County, Portage County, roughly 3,200 customers without power, Summit County, about 1,200, and Columbiana County, 281. James Fair remains in the Stark County Jail on a $1 million bond following the shooting of an Altman Hospital employee. The 36-year-old Canton man is accused of becoming combative while under observation June 27th, struggling with an armed security guard and firing a shot that hit the employee in the abdomen. Fair is charged with aggravated robbery and 2 counts of felonious assault and has pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. A competency hearing scheduled for today in Common Pleas Court has been continued until January 26th. Canton police say a man forced his way into his ex-live-in partner's home, assaulted her, and set items on fire during alleged incidents earlier this month. 27-year-old Marquis Barino of Canton was arrested Sunday on a warrant charging him with aggravated burglary, aggravated arson, gross sexual imposition, domestic violence, and aggravated menacing. He is scheduled for arraignment tomorrow in Canton Municipal Court. Police say Barino stripped the woman, assaulted her with a belt, and sent threatening text messages. The alleged incidents occurred December 19th and 20th. Minerva police say a woman accused of assaulting an officer during an arrest is now facing multiple charges. The incident happened December 21st after officers responded to a report of a woman passed out behind the wheel near East Lincoln Way. 34-year-old Caitlin Jackson of East Rochester reportedly admitted to drinking, refused sobriety tests, and became combative when told she was under arrest. Police say Jackson kicked an officer in the chest, resisted arrest, and later damaged police equipment. Jackson was arraigned December 22nd and appeared for a preliminary hearing today in Alliance Municipal Court. A new 4-story Hilton Hotel is coming to Perry Township with construction set to begin this spring. The 114-room dual-branded hotel will feature True by Hilton and Home2 Suites accommodations, sharing amenities like fitness centers, pools, and food options. The repository reports Ramatika Management bought the 2.4-acre site across from Menards along Erie Avenue Southwest. The 64,000-square-foot hotel will be financed by Sutton Bank. Developer Vibhab Patel says the $7 million project will create local jobs, support area businesses, and boost economic growth. Opening is expected in 2027. After 15 years on the bench, Columbiana County Domestic Relations Magistrate Bradley Allison is retiring Wednesday. Allison, who also ran a private law practice for more than 2 decades, says he's grateful for the opportunity to serve the community and help families navigate divorces and child custody issues. Former County Prosecutor Tammy Riley Jones has been sworn in as his successor. The Morning Journal reports Allison and his wife are moving back to Tennessee, where he will work part-time remotely for a law firm. Damon Williams, who faced murder and robbery charges in the June 2021 shooting death of Kashawn Bunch, has died, and a Mahoning County judge has dismissed all charges against him. The 29-year-old Williams suffered from sickle cell anemia, which prevented his trial from taking place. The cause of his November 26 death has not been released. Co-defendant Kayrie Williams was sentenced in 2023 to 20 to 24 and a half years in prison after pleading guilty to voluntary manslaughter and robbery. Another co-defendant, Michael Collins, testified in the case and faced lesser charges. Bunch was shot in a Youngstown Park. A woman who pleaded guilty to prostitution charges in Mahoning County has been deported to China. 35-year-old Xiaoyan Tu of Flushing, New York, was sentenced to 1 year of probation in October after pleading guilty to promoting prostitution and soliciting. She was removed from the U.S. November 23rd through Detroit and extradited to Shanghai. As a result, her probation was terminated by Mahoning County Common Pleas Judge Anthony Dapolito. Tu's case stemmed from an arrest March 14th during an investigation of Sunshine Foot Spa in Canfield. A Mahoning County grand jury will now decide whether to indict the Struthers Band Boosters treasurer accused of stealing thousands of dollars. 49-year-old Jana Vilsack of Struthers faces felony theft charges after police say she took more than $5,000 from the boosters account for personal use and withdrew an additional $2,000 from another organization account. The alleged activity occurred between April 21st and December 3rd. According to court records, Vilsack told police she committed the crimes. She allegedly said she had fallen on hard times. Greenwood Chevrolet Falcon Stadium in Austintown was targeted by vandals over the weekend. Police say there was damage to a press box housing scoreboard and video equipment, including a laptop and desktop. The desktop was later found smashed. Additional damage included a broken door, sliding window, thrown equipment on the roof, and damaged cinder blocks in the stands. Police are reviewing security footage. They're also testing red markings on one door for DNA. 2 people were arrested following a vehicle pursuit on I-80 Saturday. The Highway Patrol says the chase started eastbound on the Ohio Turnpike in Streetsboro and involved a stolen vehicle. Troopers used stop sticks to flatten a tire, but the driver continued until the rim disintegrated. The pursuit ended in Hubbard Township when the driver struck a police cruiser and went into a ditch. The driver and a passenger were taken to the Portage County Jail on multiple felony charges, and minor injuries were treated at the scene. A Summit County grand jury has indicted a man accused in the murder of an Akron mother and shooting of her son. 38-year-old Gregory Tillman faces charges including murder, attempted murder, and felonious assault. Akron police say 44-year-old Rebecca Lee Guthrie was found shot and stabbed at her Miles Street home November 28th, and her 25-year-old son was wounded trying to intervene. Tillman, who had been in a relationship with Guthrie, was arrested nearby. An overnight fire damaged an auto repair shop in Cleveland's Slavic Village early today. Firefighters responded to the 8100 block of Broadway Avenue around 1:30, with flames engulfing the building and shooting from the roof. The blaze was under control in about an hour, and no injuries were reported. Damage is estimated at $200,000. The cause is under investigation. Mayfield Heights police say one person was shot outside a Raising Cane's location just before 10 p.m. Sunday. It happened in the 5500 block of Mayfield Road. Police say the victim was taken to Cleveland Clinic Hillcrest Hospital. Raising Cane's and an adjacent gas station remained closed while investigators were on scene. It's 24 degrees in Alliance at 5:09. This is the local edition of WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Meteorologist Mark Johnson has the latest forecast on AM 1310 WDPN.
Scattered snow arriving by mid to late afternoon today, up to an inch by evening. It's going to be windy with gusts to near 50 miles per hour. A wind advisory in effect through the afternoon. Falling temps through the 20s during the day. Overnight, another inch of snow here and there. Still windy, our low near 20 degrees. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
Live from the AM 1310 WDPN studio, it's time for live and local sports talk. It's the Sam Bourquin Show.
I'm ready.
Give the show a call at 330-821-1310.
Good call, meatball.
Watch the Sam Bourquin Show on the AM 1310 Facebook page, the Q92 YouTube page, and on X. This is the Sam Bourquin Show on AM 1310 WDPN.
Here's a 2nd and 8. This pass to Fannin. He caught it, and he rolls in untouched. Harold Fannin Jr. with his 71st catch of the year. Looking to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Incomplete and no flag. The Browns have pulled off the upset.
Allen looking to throw. Pressure throws. Incomplete. Don't see a flag. Eagles going to hold on.
2nd and 7. Burrow to the air to Chase to the end zone for the touchdown.
Offensive lineman moved. Free play for Williams as the flag is down. So Caleb looking to launch. Does towards the end zone. Touchdown. Colston Loveland. 4 seconds left. 2nd and goal. Here is Williams. He's got to throw it to the end zone. Clock has expired. Williams keeps the play alive. He's looking. He's got to get rid of it. Retreating. He throws. Incomplete. It's over. And the Niners have won.
AM 1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show, our third and final hour. Text line open 330-924-7088. Again, that text line is 330-924-7088. And don't forget, check us out on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, WDPN on Facebook, on X, Q92 Radio YouTube channel. Give us a like, follow, share, drop your comments, and hit that subscribe button while you're there. Coming up tonight at 7, Mount Union will take on Mount. Yeah, how fun is this going to be tonight? Both teams playing in the game start with Mount. I've got to figure out a plan. And I think we're going to go. Do I just go strictly nicknames tonight?
As long as they're, not both called the Raiders, I think you'll be okay.
But guess what? Guess what the other team is called?
I can't wait.
The Mounties. So I got to figure something out, because I'm not going to go full name, nickname every time I say the team's names. That's not happening. So I'm either going to go with just call them Aloysius, or, I've never really referred to Mount Union as the Mounties. I've never referred to them that way because they're the Purple Raiders. So I think I'm just going to go with a lot of nicknames tonight. Raiders, Purple Raiders, Mounties. I think that's how we're going to handle it. So any way you slice it, we got Mount Union basketball tonight coming up around 7 right here on 1310 WDPN. Your Purple Raiders are number 11 in the country. I'm sorry. They're number 9 in the country. They are 11-0. Big one tonight. Bigger one tomorrow. They'll play Calvin 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, also here on 1310 WDPN. And if the Purple Raiders win these next two, are they putting themselves in position for a spectacular season of OAC basketball and a tournament run. Folks, I know it's only December, but these games coming up, especially tomorrow, huge in the eyes of the committee. And I know we're not even close to March. I get it. But these games matter. Muskingum, tough. They should be ranked. Muskingum should be ranked. Heidelberg, tough. Wilmington has been a pain in our rear end for the last couple of years. If you can finish out the non-conference part of your schedule 13-0 with some of the teams that they will have played, that's going to go a long way when you start talking about brackets and playoffs and hosting. And remember the magical run we all had in, was it 2022? When we went to the NCAA Division III Final Four in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Remember that? Remember how fun that year was? Remember how much fun we had? Because when we made the playoffs, we were able to host not only the first round, but the second round. Folks, it means everything. So these next two games are big. Now look, you're probably gonna stumble in the OAC. Hopefully not, but you probably will. Everybody goes through that funk. You know what I mean? Just handle their business, and we could have a nice, long basketball season with the Purple Raiders. This year, Final Four is in Indianapolis. This year, the NCAA Division III Final Four is at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse, the home of the Indiana Pacers. Oh, how nice it would be to call and watch the Purple Raiders in action there. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but you know me, I can't help it. JW, in the media, we're allowed to look ahead. Coaches shouldn't, players shouldn't. We're allowed to. And I don't want to go all the way down to March, but it's shaping up here for us to have a lot of fun together.
And that's kind of our job, you know?
Yeah, that's right. That's we get paid to look ahead.
Yeah.
And 95% of the time we make the wrong prediction. Right? So it's all part of the gig.
I don't know, Sam. You've been unfortunately right about too many things this year. I'm sure from a lot of people's perspective.
Right? J-Dub has wandered in. Thought about you yesterday, champ.
You're calling me champ now? And why are you thinking about me outside of business hours?
Well, I'm imagining you raised your fist a couple times yesterday in euphoria after the Browns beat Pittsburgh. I'm just guessing.
See, I was battling myself. Is it one of those scenarios where it's like, all right, we're going to screw up our draft position?
See, thank you. You must have been listening to the show, and I know you're not because
I wasn't.
You're doing your own.
Or it's one of those scenarios where I'm like, all right, we might have something in this young man if we can get him to break a couple of his, crutches, like patting the ball.
Yep.
Maybe seeing the field a little bit differently. Now I hear we're in the 6th overall draft position. I'm okay with that.
Ooh, you wouldn't rather be 2 or 3?
2 or 3, yeah, because, knowing Andrew Barry, if he's still the GM, which allegedly he's going to be, that could be a trade-down position again and add more draft capital for the following year, which is allegedly supposed to be the quarterback draft.
Yes. Well, our poll question today, was the Browns win over the Steelers yesterday worth giving up a higher draft pick? Think about it yesterday as we were all, hey. And think about it a couple of days from now.
You know what I was really disappointed is because we didn't see the Myles Garrett. That would have been incredible to see with Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron wasn't having it.
Do you know, I'm sure you know, do you know that Myles has never sacked Aaron Rodgers?
Well, wasn't that the first game that he's played against Aaron Rodgers?
I
I believe it was.
I
believe
with his
they
time
said.
with the
I believe they
Packers?
said on the broadcast. I think Tony Romo even said that this is the first time that they've faced off.
Oh, well, then hell, that stat doesn't mean anything then.
Well, there you go.
It doesn't matter if he's never sacked him because he's never played against him. Doesn't matter.
Kind of hard to do, Sam.
I thought there was a couple of times where they went against each other and he wasn't able to bring him down.
I mean,
I would think you're right here.
I could be way off. I mean, now I want to go check with the internet sleuths and see if Miles and Aaron played against each other.
I mean, Miles is in his what year with the Browns? 7th?
Yeah, he was drafted in what, 16, 17, 14?
So when was Rodgers last year with Green Bay?
Within the last 4 years, wasn't it?
I mean, of course, we didn't always play Green Bay.
No, we
you know
never
what
did.
I mean? Because AFC, NFC,
and then he had those 2 lackluster seasons in New York.
New York, he only played one game his first year. Remember?
Uh-huh.
Then he played. Maybe they haven't played against each other. I don't know. I have to look that up later.
Because every time when we played the Jets last year, Aaron Rodgers was hurt. Did we play the Jets last year? Yeah,
I think, and we play him again next year. We go to New York twice next year, Giants and Jets.
Oh well,
that's it.
Hey, you know what? If they can get some rhythm, they shore up this offensive line, pick up some wide receivers, shore up the defensive secondary, and then get some depth on the defensive line. Cleveland could be a force to be reckoned with.
See, my whole thing is this team. we seem to. Oh my! I almost forgot you have a show to do. I'm liking they're just holding him hostage. We need a lot of help, but we have a nice little core. We have a nice rookie core. Schlesinger, Quinshawn, and Harold Fannin. That's a nice.
Don't forget about Samson. He's in that.
You're a Samson guy. I'm not there
watched
yet.
him in Tennessee for
Yeah,
2.5 years.
I know. You've seen more of him than I have.
Yeah.
We'll do it that way. But I like our young little core here. But we can't throw money at the problems. We got to go inside out because of our salary cap hell we're in.
Mm-hmm.
We have to build it from the draft. And I would have rather, like 98% of the comments today, I'm getting tarred and feathered. Everybody's saying, no, it's better to win. It's always better to win. I think in the moment we're all caught up.
Fixes everything, Sam. Winning fixes everything.
So because we won yesterday, it's all good moving forward, no matter if we draft 10th or 11th.
Stacking the wins.
And what if we beat Cincinnati? Then you take another couple of steps down the draft board.
I don't think that's going to happen.
You don't think? You think Cincy's going to play hard?
I think it's going to be a similar game to what we had with Green Bay. It's going to come down to the wire, field goal kick, miss make, or who has the ball last.
Wow. You think Burrow will play?
Yeah.
You think he'll play? Okay. Because we already know Fannin got hurt yesterday again. We know Quinshawn's done for the year. Schlesinger got hurt yesterday. I wouldn't play any of those guys against Cincinnati. None of them. I wouldn't risk it. I'd let them start the healing process now, getting ready for next year. I would. Let's see here. Poll question. Comments are still rolling in. Sam, yes, you play to win the games. Better that it was Pittsburgh, but I do love your point of what if it would have been one of the also-rans in the NFL, would we still be as happy as we are today? And my answer to that is no. I think everybody's fired up, jacked up, excited because it was the Steelers. If this would have been against a team with 2 or 3 wins, I don't think I don't think a lot of you would be feeling the way that you are. Again, that's just my opinion. Jim says, what difference would it make if we pick higher? We're going to screw it up either way. Patrick says, the way I see it, the Browns probably would have screwed it up anyway. Oh, geez, now we're getting all these. And you're right. History tells us that, the draft prowess has not been there at a very high level.
I mean, all those people are making a very good point, but would you rather have the crappiest draft pick out of 6 to 10 or the crappiest draft pick out of 1 to 3?
Easy question to answer.
Exactly.
1 to 3.
Exactly.
And you got to think, with multiple rounds of picks at that level, that's a good start on building this thing from the inside out.
Exactly. You don't guarantee anything by having a second, third round draft pick with, the people running the show, but at least you up your chances of accidentally getting it right.
I want as best of a chance as I can get.
Right?
No matter what the history has been, give me more darts to throw at the board. I will beat you.
Yeah, we got to start.
Give me more chances with that high-level pick. I will find a way.
The high risk, high reward, because the playing it safe's not working.
That's where I'm at.
Yep.
That's where I'm at. All right, let's take a break. 26 minutes past the hour. It's the Sam Bourquin Show, AM 1310 WDPN.
High school basketball is on AM 1310 WDPN all season long. Brought to you by SARTA. I'm Christian Bigglesworth, calling boys and girls action from around the Eastern Buckeye Conference, the Alliance Aviators, the Marlington Dukes, and the West Branch Warriors. And this year, listen live and free on the AM 1310 WDPN Facebook and X pages and the Q92 YouTube channel. High school basketball, powered by SARTA on AM 1310 WDPN.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-498-2098 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-498-2098 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-498-2098 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Before we get into On This Day in Sports History, a couple of basketball scores from yesterday. Hamilton Township beat Central Catholic at the Shot Clock Classic at the Camp Memorial Fieldhouse, and Kent McKinley ran their record to 5-1 as they beat Warren Harding last night, 72-50. That's there was a lot of high school games over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, holiday tournaments. If you want to get all caught up there, we'll have the scores posted for you, all of our social media platforms, multiple times throughout the week. All right, on this day in sports history, 1934, the first regular season college basketball game was played at Madison Square Garden in New York City. New York University beat Notre Dame 25-18. 1937, Babe Ruth returned to baseball as the manager of the Class D DeLand Reds of the Florida State League. Ruth had retired from baseball in 1935. On this day in 2007, we remember the New England Patriots became the first NFL team in 35 years to finish the regular season undefeated at 16-0 as they beat the New York Giants 38-35. And on this day in sports history, Buckeye fans, we remember 1977 Gator Bowl. Art Schleicher goes back to pass. Charlie Bauman intercepts it. Woody Hayes punches him. Here's how it sounded back in the day on ABC.
24-yard line, third down, 5. Schleicher looks at Donley. Throws it short, it's intercepted. Charlie Bauman, the middle guard, intercepted it. Schleicher looked into the middle of the short man, and he threw it right in Bauman's hands. The first turnover by Ohio State. And we got a big fight going on.
And it would go on to get uglier as Woody Hayes would punch the Clemson player who intercepted the pass, and the Clemson Tigers would go on to beat the Buckeyes in the 1977 Gator Bowl down in Jacksonville. Boy, that seems a long time ago, because it was. News and weather next, 1310 WDPN.
Now, the latest area news on AM 1310 WDPN.
Good afternoon. It's 5:30. President Trump is scheduled to meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today at his Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida. They aim to boost a U.S.-brokered ceasefire in Gaza, which faces challenges as it looks to move into a more complicated second phase. Trump hopes to leverage his relationship with Netanyahu to speed up the peace process. The ceasefire began in October and has mostly held, but progress has slowed lately. The second phase involves rebuilding Gaza under international supervision, creating an international security force, and normalizing relations between Israel and the Arab world. A high-stakes meeting over the weekend appears to help align Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky and President Trump as they move forward with a possible peace deal with Russia. ABC's Selena Wang has more.
Zelensky bringing with him a 20-point peace plan, which includes stronger security guarantees to ensure Putin cannot invade again.
We have great achievements.
Also on the table, a potential concession from the Ukrainians. Zelensky proposing the idea of a demilitarized buffer zone in the Donbass region, a territory in eastern Ukraine that Russian President Vladimir Putin has long sought to control.
The Chinese military says it dispatched air, navy, and missile units to conduct joint live fire drills around Taiwan to warn against what it calls separatist and external interference forces. Taiwan says it has placed its forces on alert and called the Beijing government the biggest destroyer of peace. Today's drills came after Beijing expressed anger at what could be the largest ever U.S. arms sale to the self-ruled territory. It also expressed anger over a statement by Japan's prime minister that its military could get involved. Taiwan's aviation authority says more than 100,000 international air travelers will be affected by the drills that continue tomorrow. A major winter storm is now taking aim at the East Coast today after slamming through the Midwest this weekend, bringing rough conditions that brought destruction and frustration. ABC News meteorologist Ginger Z has more.
In Minneapolis, crews fighting a house fire while also battling a blizzard. At least 2 people inside that home were hospitalized. In Iowa, vehicles struggling to stay on the road. Visibility near zero, some stranded. Winds gusting up to 50 miles per hour near Clear Lake. At least 3 reported tornadoes in central Illinois. A tornado tearing through the outskirts of Decatur, scattering debris, destroying at least 8 homes.
As we return from our holiday travels, the latest CDC data shows nearly 5 million flu cases across the country, with New York State seeing its worst flu outbreak on record, more than 71,000 cases in one recent week alone, and more than a dozen states reporting high or very high case numbers, including Louisiana and Colorado. It's 24 degrees in Alliance at 5:32. This is WDPN News. I'm Jeff Mears.
Now, the Alliance Area Weather Forecast from Mark Johnson on AM 1310 WDPN.
Scattered snow moving in during the afternoon, up to an inch by evening. It's going to be windy. We've got a wind advisory in effect for wind gusts to near 50 miles per hour. Falling temps through the 20s today. Overnight, another inch of snow by dawn. Still windy with a low near 20. I am Mark J. Weather from 3 News.
1310 WDPN. Welcome back to the Sam Bourquin Show. About 5:32, 5:33 on your Monday afternoon. Don't forget Mount Union basketball coming up tonight a little bit around 7 as the Purple Raiders will take on the Mounties of Mount Aloysius tonight right here on AM 1310 WDPN. Right now, we're going to check in with the head football coach of the Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski, and a couple of players after the Browns beat the Steelers yesterday, and let it soak in, and they'll get ready for the Bengals coming up this Sunday. But here's Kevin Stefanski as he met with the media earlier today in Berea.
And come out on top. Some really, really great efforts in that game. Some guys stepping up into roles that they haven't played in previously, which I was really proud of those guys as well. So need to build off of it. Wanted to split that series with the Steelers last week. We have an opportunity to split a series with the Bengals this week, so that'll be our sole focus. With that, I'll take any questions.
All right, first question will go to Scott.
Hey, Kevin, you got any injury updates on Harold or Wyatt or even Carson?
Yeah, nothing. All are rehabbing, all are progressing. Can't rule anybody out just yet.
And then I saw your locker room speech. Just why were you so impressed with what Carson was able to do fighting through that injury?
Yeah, I just think, I watched it during the game and making plays and pushing himself and trying to get loose in between series and that type of thing. And, it's a emblematic of the effort out there. And I appreciate that. And I think it speaks well about him. It speaks to his teammates as well.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Chris.
Hey, Kevin, I just want to ask you about Shedeur. And, when you went back and watched the film, what was some of your biggest takeaways, especially with some of the throws like the one pick that back across the field and the throw to Herbig that Herbig nearly picked?
Yeah, I think the big message for all players and definitely at the quarterback position is to learn from every single play. There are plays where you have to tip the cap to the defense and recognize, they're in the right coverage or they made a play. There's other times where you let it rip and you see the right coverage and you're playing on time. So I just think there's so much to learn from. Obviously, the two giveaways, we can learn from both of those plays. They tipped the ball and got lucky. The first one, we can live to play another down on the second one. And again, just those are all plays where we have a young player that will learn and get better from those plays.
Also, you lose Harold early in the game. How much do you think that might have impacted Shedeur a little bit? And, knowing that, Harold's been such a consistent guy for him to target during his time as starter.
Sure. Obviously, Harold's a big part of our offense and definitely a player that Shedeur trusts with the football. We trust all our guys that are out there. And we made adjustments through that game without having Harold for the majority of it. But there's definitely a comfort level with Harold and the quarterbacks.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Mary Kay.
Yeah, Kevin, I was going to ask about Shedeur too. So just wondering, where do you feel like he has shown the most growth since he first stepped on that field against the Ravens that day?
Yeah, I wouldn't get into specifics, Mary Kay, other than to say, we work very hard in this building on player development at all positions. And for quarterbacks, like we've talked about all season long, there's always going to be ups and downs. And we just have to learn from each one of these opportunities. So I think yesterday was a great learning opportunity where there's some really, really high level stuff out there. There's opportunities for a couple of the plays that we can do a little bit differently, but it's also, an effort to go out there and beat a good football team at your place and get a win. And, you never want to lose sight of that with quarterbacks young and old. You want to put your team in position to go win the game.
And as he heads into this final start out of these 7 games that he had, is there one particular swing thought that you're going to give him that he needs to go out and show you, in this final game that might really elevate himself a little bit?
Yeah, I'm probably not good at giving swing thoughts. You don't want swing thoughts from me, Mary Kay. But yeah, there's for him when it comes to things that we're looking for him to improve upon. I think Coach Musgrave, Coach Reese do a great job with all positions, but in this case, the quarterback position of we're looking to improve upon this week. And sometimes those are very specific individual type things, whether it be footwork or ball placement on certain routes, operation, want to be better in this area at the line of scrimmage, all those things. I think you get great development and progress when you're specific about what you're looking for. So that happens really every week for our players.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Jeff.
Hey, Kevin, when you think about coaching, you think about X's and O's, play calling and all that. But what is the formula for getting these guys to keep playing it hard when we were 3-12 before yesterday?
Yeah, Jeff, it's just we keep the focus on what's in front of us. I appreciate this group. Like I've told you guys, they've done everything I've asked them to do going back to the spring. I know what the results are, but I also know how these guys have worked. And that's just what we're about. We're about putting in the work and then going and competing like crazy on Sundays.
Is that a skill as a coach that you learn as you progress through your tenure?
Yeah, I'd put it back, Jeff, on just having the right players in the locker room that understand how important this game is.
All right, thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Tony.
Yeah, hi. Kevin, two questions. The first, do you agree with Miles after watching the film that the Steelers were overly concerned with him setting the sack record?
I can't get into that specific, Tony. I would tell you Miles and his ability affects every opponent's game plan, every single opponent that goes into the game. I promise you, on Wednesday morning, they have a picture of Myles Garrett and they say, we can't let this guy wreck the game. That's what every offense does. They call them game wreckers. You identify the guys that make those disruptive plays. So he's the focal point of every offensive game plan going, from the beginning of time.
And Kevin, after two frustrating seasons here, do you wish to continue beyond this season as Browns coach?
Yeah, as you can imagine, my sole focus is on this game versus Cincinnati, but I also would tell you I'm privileged to have this job.
Okay.
All right, next we'll go to Joe.
Kevin, just following up on Tony, have there been discussions the past week or any indication on how things might shake out after the game next Sunday or Monday?
Yeah, I understand the question, Joe. I never get into those type of discussions. All I care about is finding a way to go 1-0 this week versus the Bengals.
Okay, and then just on this rookie group, I know we've talked about them a ton, but in terms of the group as a whole, what they've accomplished, and because I think you guys are on track for rookies leading in passing, receiving, and rushing. That's only happened one other time in the Super Bowl era where rookies have done that on a team. Have you been around a group with the Vikings or other teams that have had an effect on a team like this?
Yeah, I don't know that there's, you look around the league and you look at different rookie classes and, I know that there's always special groups that get pointed out after the fact years from now. My biggest thing, Joe, that I would tell you is just the way this group approaches the game. They don't approach it like rookies. This is not a group where I've had to be chasing around the building to get them to do something or their focus is not where it needs to be. This is forget how good of players they are. This is as diligent a group of workers that I've ever been around. And I think that's a testament to these players. I think it's a testament to Andrew and crew identifying these players. I think it's a testament to their coaches and how they develop them. But at the core of it, this is a group that loves to work, loves to compete, loves to be out there with their teammates, and is willing to do anything that they have to do, or anything that the team needs them to do in order to win.
Just one more following up off of that. Was there a time like during rookie camp, mini camp or training camp when you could tell this group would be as special as it has been?
Nothing comes to mind, Joe. But again, it's having been around different rookie classes, there's not usually this level of maturity right away with this group, especially considering we had two guys when we drafted them that were 20 years old, and they just have not handled themselves that way.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, next we'll go to Cam.
Kevin, you mentioned the development of guys. I talked to Andre Schmidt last night, and he said that, you know, he thinks he's come a long way in that development, and credited you and Bubba and the special teams unit. What have you seen from him? I've asked about it before, but what have you seen from him from that week one and those early season struggles and to now, where he's been consistent for you in weather, in high pressure situations, and long field goal attempts? Like, how has that development really taken shape over these past several weeks?
Yeah, I think that's taken shape really over the longer run than that even, Cam. Just he had a really strong spring and summer, and I know you're not playing games yet, but then this season he's been consistent. Obviously, I know he's had a tough first game like a lot of young players do, but confidence comes from demonstrated ability, and I've seen it in practice. I've seen him, what he's capable of. So my confidence in the player hasn't wavered. Also recognizing that that's a hard job and you're not going to be perfect at that job. So when you have a young player that is committed to playing, to kicking well for your team, you understand there's going to be ups and downs, but you also get to watch him work. You get to watch him in practice, and really that's where the confidence comes from.
So many of the guys in the locker room yesterday kind of praised him for that development and for his commitment to his process. And it feels like that's been maybe across the board in other positions too, through some adversity and through struggles this season. What does it say about this locker room that through all of this, that these guys are so supportive of each other, so vocally supportive and supportive, you know, in their actions on the field as well?
Yeah, I think that's just a locker room, Cam, that cares about each other. You know, we have a bunch of good teammates on this team, and sometimes you got to pick your teammates up off the ground. Sometimes you got to push your teammates. You got to be there in a bunch of different ways to, you know, get the best out of each other, and that includes supporting your teammates when you're going through something. And sometimes it's on the field, sometimes it's off the field, but you got to be there for your teammates.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go back to Mary Kay.
I don't have anything. Sorry.
All right, last one from Scott.
Hey, Kevin, another question on the Shedeur interception to Jerry. After the game, he said, you know, he just wants to give his guys a chance, right? Give him a chance to make a play. So is it just a matter of knowing when it's the right situation to do that?
Without a doubt. And I think, you know, that's the big thing with playing the quarterback position. There's going to be plays that are right on the border of, you know, you're trying to make a play, you know, you don't want to press, but you also, there's some throws that you see in the NFL. I can think of a few, you know, that I saw yesterday where that's a fine line between, hey, are you forcing that ball? Are you trying to make a play? So again, that's all, to me, those are all learning moments for Shedeur, where there's going to be times, and there were times in that game where he made plays, you know, off schedule. Just understanding, you know, when it's time to live to fight another day on a second down and get us to a third and manageable. Those are all, to me, plays that just add up as you add more of these games to your repertoire, and they add up in terms of your decision making in total.
Thanks.
All right, that wraps us up. Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
All right, Dylan, you got us?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yes. All right, you guys have a question for Dylan, raise your hand and we will call on you. All right, first question will go to Cam.
Dylan, how'd the hand feel and how was it getting back out there?
It felt good. We took measures to kind of, go out there and protect it, but everything went well. Came out the game feeling healthy. Felt good, get my feet back under me and kind of slowly start working my way back into the game.
For you to close out this rookie season at home with a win in a rivalry game, what did that mean to you specifically to be a part of that?
Yeah, I mean, just like I said, being able to just go back out there and, try to impact this team in a positive way. I never take, playing this game for granted, so anytime just going out there, being able to just play this game and then getting a win against a division team like that, that's the way you want to end it, regardless of how, the season has been. That's the way you want to end it at home.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Joe.
Dylan, what's it been like being part of a rookie group that's accomplished so much? Do you guys have a competition among each other to see who can outdo the other, or, just how close of a group is it?
Nah, I wouldn't say it's like no competition, but, we just all push each other. It is unique, how many of us are, I guess, contributing to this team. But it's not even something like we think about at this point in the season. It's just like we're playing ball, going out there, getting better, trying to wrap this season up, and just continue to making strides and growing in this league. So, I think we just all push each other to just go out there and play for one another.
Just with the group during mini camp and training camp and everything, could you get a sense among the group that you guys could accomplish as much as you have this year?
I'm not much of a person that looks, kind of too much into the future. I'm really a day by day type of person. So, obviously, there were plays being made by, our class, the whole mini camp, but the whole camp, preseason and stuff like that. But you don't really know those things until the season comes, until the plays have to be made, and plays have been made this season, so it's just fun to see, and fun to be a part of.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, next go to Jeff.
Hey, Dylan, you obviously this is your first year seeing the Steelers, but can you think about going back to college or even high school, a big rivalry game that you played in, so you could kind of identify what Browns fans thought about yesterday?
I guess I just go back to Alabama, third Saturday, October, it was always a rivalry. Whoever won that game was smoking cigars, so, the supporters, the fans, everybody was behind that game. So, it's almost like a sense of that. So, I could kind of relate in that sense, and I understand, what it means, when they talk about the Steelers and the Browns playing.
So did you win some of those games versus Alabama? Or not?
Yes, 2 out of 3 of those games. I won 2 out of 3 of those games.
And what kind of game did you personally have in those?
More specifically, my final year, my last year, we won at home, and I had 2 touchdowns, over 120 yards, something like that. I don't remember the exact stat, but I know we got the dub.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, next one, Mary Kay.
Yeah, Dylan, just wondering, before his first start in Las Vegas, Shedeur said he wanted to show the Browns that he's who they're looking for. Just wondering, in what ways do you think he has done that over these past 6 games?
I just think he continues to, just fight for this team. I think he's showing continued, improvement week in and week out. And, obviously I think he has a natural leadership about him that he's, continuing to connect with the guys, but he puts his all out there on the field. He extends plays, he makes plays, but like I said, it's just fun. It's exciting to see our rookie class out there contributing, Obviously, we're not the one who makes decisions and this and that, but I'm going to be pulling for him like I'm pulling for everybody else who I got drafted with.
Thank you.
Next, we go to Spencer.
Hey, Dylan. We saw Kevin's speech after the game and giving Carson the game ball, given his efforts of, playing through sort of an injury there and playing every single snap. Just how much is that effort from Carson, inspirational for you guys? I mean, I know he's just another teammate to you guys, but like, how much does that really set the tone for you guys as a rookie class, but also this entire roster?
I mean, I think you got a lot of people on this team who are kind of cut from that same type of cloth. I mean, you're never going to be healthy in this game from the first day of training camp, So once you step foot on the field, first day of training camp, you kiss it goodbye, So I think Carson just embodies, and continues to, he's the green dot on defense. He's a rookie, but he's a leader out there. So him just giving his all, every single play, that's something you want in a teammate, like I know those guys on defense, like they got Carson back because they know, he got theirs. And, we feel the same way on offense, just seeing your teammate go out there, when they know they're not 100%, putting it all on the line. It's many teammates, that we got in this locker room doing that right now, So it's just nothing but respect for it.
And then Joel kind of talked about, these wins mattering, and especially for you guys as young guys, getting that winning feeling and trying to sort of build a culture and sort of set the tone for the future of the organization. How much pride do you guys as a group, especially that as a rookie class of this team, sort of take pride in do you kind of get the feeling that you guys are supposed to sort of be establishing and building this culture moving forward, and that these wins kind of contribute to that?
Yeah, I mean, I think as a rookie class coming in, that's what you want to expect. That's what you want to do. You want to, go in there and impact the culture in a positive way. I mean, obviously, we just got here, so like, regardless of how the season is going, like, no matter if we in the playoffs or not, like, we're not going out there on that field to go and lose, like we're trying to win every game. So to be able to be in that game yesterday and win at home and win against a division rival like that, I believe that builds, fuel, that builds steam, just heading into next week and heading into the offseason and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it just boils down to like individually, what do each of us care about? Why we started to play this game in the first place, So you can look at the circumstances and they're not that favorable, but, we signed up to play this game and to give our all for it. So I think that's what we did yesterday, and that's what we're going to continue to do.
Thanks.
All right, we'll do 2 more. First one from Scott.
Hey, Dylan, I got another rookie class question for you. Kevin said that he thinks one of the things that separates you guys is the work ethic. And, he never has to chase anybody down, and he knew right away that you guys all had that in you. Did you notice right away? And how important is it to you that you came in with a group of guys that feels the same way like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I did notice right away. I think from the first moment we got in here, we was a group of people like who was always in the building, Nobody had to chase us down. We knew it was business. We knew what it was. And we knew what we came here to do, So you can see this rookie class from the undrafted to the drafted, like we was always in the building getting extra work, extra film, whatever it was in some type of way, to be ready for the moment, So I think that just goes without saying.
Thanks.
All right, we'll go back to Joe.
Dylan, just question off the Alabama-Tennessee rivalry, and sorry to bring up a bad memory here, but at the end of that Ohio State game, playoff game, there was Seth McLaughlin on the Ohio State sideline smoking a cigar because he went to Alabama. Does that show kind of the depth of that rivalry and how seriously people take that?
That was news to me. You just told me something new. I didn't even know that.
That went viral. That went viral because McLaughlin was injured and he was smoking a cigar like with 2-3 minutes left in that game.
I couldn't even tell you. I didn't even know that was a thing. So thank you for the information. But yeah, I guess I guess he took that serious, and it is a part of that rivalry,
Okay.